Whaatwaa family, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Mr. Whaatwaa. Today, hey, yo, skirt, man, check this out. All right, guys, got this video today. It's called Masha Allah. British man shocked by Muslim treatment of his late mother. All right, let's get into it. Alhamdulillah. Whaatwaa.
I'm going to make Hajj for my mother. So within just 3 months of her dying, Masha Allah, people from around the world called and gave sadaqah in her name. So my name is Rahim Jung. I was born here in London, in fact only a few hundred meters from here. I've always lived in London all my life. My father came here from India in the 1940s, but his family were originally from Hijaz area of Arabia. But my mother's family are Irish. So my mother and father, they met here in London. My mother was Irish Catholic. So we were brought up in a very liberal family, not really following one faith or the other faith. In fact, following no faith. I'm now 42 years old, Masha Allah. I'm married. I've been married for 18 years, 19 years nearly. I have 5 children. I went to work for one of the most famous record companies in the world, which was Motown Records. And at Motown Records, that was when I really started to mix with different people. So if I was to think about some of the people that I met, some of the people that I worked with Stevie Wonder. And Stevie Wonder is one of the biggest recording artists in the world. I was on the team that organized Stevie Wonder's 40th birthday party and the launch of his Jungle Fever album. And I worked on soundtracks to films. I worked on the soundtrack to Terminator 2. I worked on, in fact, many of the singles that I worked on went diamond, platinum. They had all those discs. So we used to get awarded all those discs. We didn't have any pressure to follow a religion. And my brothers and my sister and myself, we all went away from Islam. So by the time I was responsible for my own actions, I wasn't following anything. I wasn't Christian. My mother was Christian. I wasn't Christian. And there was no Islam in my life. But really, my religion was more than anything else, it was music. This was my deen. My deen was music. When I look back now, there were certain steps that brought me closer to Islam. For me, it was because of the relationship I had with my closest cousin and my friend. And we lived like this, 2 brothers, all the way up until 18 years old. At 18 years old, every summer we used to go for holiday together. And this one summer we made plan for the holiday. And he phoned me and he said, "I've got bad news, bad news." I said, "What?" He said, "I can't come on holiday." I said, "No, why not?" He says, "I have to go for Hajj." I said, "Oh my God." He said, "I know, what am I gonna do?" I said, "I'll phone your mother." So I phoned his mother. I said, "Auntie, please, don't send him, don't send him." She said, "No, he's going for Hajj. He's 18, he has to go for Hajj." I said, "No, please, we booked on." She said, "No, he's going." He said, "What can I do? I'm sorry." So I went on holiday with my other friends. He went for Hajj. When he came back from Hajj, he was totally changed. Totally changed. He started to grow his beard. He stopped coming out with us. He wouldn't come anymore to the places where there was mixing and the place where there was music and all of this. He just started to practice his deen. But when I used to meet him, he was content. He was happy. Things started to change. My career started to have some problems. My relationships started to have some problems. But my heart started to feel different. When things started to go wrong in the music business, and they didn't go wrong from a dunya point of view. From a dunya point of view, they were very good. But inside my heart, I was feeling more and more depressed, more and more empty. And it got to the stage one day when I really thought I was going crazy. I was at my house, I thought I was going mad. And I remember thinking about God and making a deal. And there were many, many sins in my life at that time. And I remember saying to God, to say, "If you help me in this situation that I'm in now, I will give up all my sins for 3 weeks." This was the deal I made with God. And on that day is when I said, "And I will open the Quran and I will read it." And when I opened the Quran and I read it on that day, like a miracle, the verse I read in English, after every difficulty comes ease. فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْأُسْرِ يُسْرًا إِنَّ مَعَ الْأُسْرِ يُسْرًا. And for me, it's like a miracle, you know? Because I was very desperate at that time, and I didn't know where to go. I didn't know where to turn, and I thought I was going crazy. And the last thing I wanted was a deen, was religion. I didn't want to be religious, I wanted the dunya. It was as if this verse was just written for me, no one else. Allah, that I didn't even know Allah, God, whatever, but that this book somehow knew exactly what I needed at that point and at that time. So it was like a miracle. When I left the music business, I left at a time when people would have questioned why, because I'd been given a lot of success, and I went through a difficult period for the first probably year that I was praying and that I was starting to fast and starting to read about Islam. It was a difficult time because I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. Then when she found out she had cancer, and it was a very bad cancer, only 3 weeks she had to live. For the first time, her heart softened towards Islam, just a little bit. But it was, wallahi, it was a miracle, because it was step by step by step. But the key thing, one of the key things, was she called me one day when she was very close to dying. She called me and she said, look, I don't want to be buried, I want to be cremated. So I said to her, no problem, but I said, tell me this, if you're cremated, who's going to do it? She stopped, she said to me, what's the alternative? I said, the alternative is if you die, then your sons, me and your sons, we will carry you. No one else will see you. We will take you to a place, and your daughter and your daughter-in-laws, they will wash you, and they will prepare you, and they will wrap you in a simple white cloth. No one will see you. And in one day, we will bury you in the ground, with no coffin, with no fuss, very, very simple. She said to me, that's what I want. That's what I want. But now I had a problem. She's not Muslim. So she phoned my brother and sister and she said, I want a Muslim burial. I will just try very slowly to give her small bits of dawah. If there is a creator, do you think maybe he sent messengers? Do you think maybe he sent people as guides? One day she said, yes, I believe that. So Sheikh, for me, I was happy. For me, I was happy. She believes in a creator, she believes in messengers. I thought, inshallah, I have an excuse. I can make dua for her. I can say to the Imam, inshallah, we bury her as Muslim. But my son, he was then 14 years old. Not enough. He said, she has to say Shahada. So I was scared, because I thought, if he tries to make her say Shahada, then she will say, no, I don't want to say this. And then I have a problem. He said, don't worry, Abba, don't worry, I will talk to her. So he went up to her bedroom, and I was downstairs for like 1 hour, and I was walking around, oh my God, what's happening? Did she say yes? Did she say no? And he came down, I said, easy. He said, no problem. I said, what? He said, she gave Shahada. I said, properly in Arabic? I said, yes, Arabic fully, no problem. And maybe 2-3 days later she died. No. I had no plans to go for Hajj that year because there were too many difficulties in the family after my mother died unexpectedly like that. But then Islam Channel called me, and actually their plan was not to take me. They asked me to go and I said, I can't go this year. I've got too many difficulties with the family. Then at the last minute, when there was only a few days to go before Hajj, they approached me. They said, look, we've had some complications. We need you to come as the presenter this year. I said, I'm going to make Hajj for my mother. So within just 3 months of her dying, Masha Allah, I was able to go and I was able to make Hajj for my mother, and alhamdulillah share that with millions of people around the world. And so many people called, because she died in Ramadan, And I was doing TV work at that time. Allahu Akbar. People from around the world called and gave sadaqah in her name. Someone built a masjid in her name. So many orphans sponsored in her name. So Allah is Ar-Rahman. Allah is Ar-Rahman.
Whaatwaa family, get down in the comment section. Let me know what you think about the video. Also, if you got a video you want me to react to, please send the video to my email, mrwhaatwaa@gmail.com. This story was it was heart touching. That's one thing that I always like to tell people, that sometimes you don't have to look at someone else's life. You know, a lot of us like to look at other people's life and like to compare our life with their life. And then sometimes we get frustrated as far as like, why is my life not on the same level or even better than the person that you're looking at, in a sense, right? So for me, I have to sit here and say that you have to be the best person you can be, and you have to follow your own deen. And for me, when I listen to the story, I'm just happy that I'm just happy that his late mother was able to, pass away peacefully. That's the thing, being able to be peaceful when it's the time. No matter how much you obtain on this earth, we're all going the same place. From birth to dirt, and all of us want to go to Jannah, Masha Allah. This is a very touching story. I barely have much to say. It's just really hard to really talk right now after I watch this and listen to it. I just ask for everyone to make dua for our brother. Inshallah, he's doing well. Grant us all Jannah. Ameen. It's your boy, Mr. Whaatwaa. I'll see you tomorrow, inshallah. So please take care. Stay safe.